So, being this antique retired guy, it is what it is. Gravity's sucking down on everything. Everything. I keep seeing these articles on Molly Hatchet. I mean, a lot of other bands too, but what I always say about when you get out of your house and out of your street and out of your town and out of your state and out of your country, etc., you can ratchet in wider and wider circles. The old phrase, 1 degree removed from. Well, every time you leave your residence, you become 1 degree removed closer or 1 degree added to a celebrity or royal or whatever it is. And sometimes like a person that knows the person, that's one person 1 degree from it. Well, the reason I'm saying this is that sometimes you just hear about a band that just made it big and that's where they are. But in the case of Southern rock especially, a friend of mine in Seattle with me said, let's go down to Florida because there's a scene getting ready to pop open down there. And about halfway there, a song came on the radio. It was called Gimme 3 Steps. Fuck, pulled over to listen so we could crank it up. Wow, where are they from? They said Jacksonville. And so a few years later, I'm down in Florida. A couple of years later, I'm down in Florida. I'm living in St. Pete, and I'm working the club circuit in St. Petersburg as the sound man while Cactus was on hiatus in Orlando. And so one agency would always supply the bands. They had the contract for whatever. They had contract for all of the rotation bands down from Atlanta, Jacksonville, Gainesville, Lakeland, Tampa, St. Pete, Largo, Clearwater, Fort Myers, Bradenton, Sarasota, and Miami. Okay, so they had about 30 bands, just like anybody's club band. But you had to have the lights, you had to have a stage set, you had to have wardrobe, and you had to know your sets. Okay, so one day I'm at Skips on St. Pete Beach, on Madeira Beach, and this truck pulls up, open the back door, and literally an amp falls out of the back door, and then I come out the door. I was going to go get some food over where they were smoking fish, on the other side by the water. Beach club right on the water. And I smell vomit, and I see that there's shit pouring out of the back of the bus, and there's a guy that's passed out literally right where the door comes back down. Bottles, cans falling out. And I look on the side of it, and there's this hand-painted sign. It looked like somebody took a roller and painted, stars and bars and Molly Hatchet. And it was like too extraordinarily rustic for my day, right? Because we were used to at least the acts coming in with the name silk screened on their bass drum or whatever. And these derelicts all stagger out of this truck, and they start walking around and stuff. Where are you going to get some beer? And it was just this incredible first meeting. Okay. That's how they started. And then I'd say 6 months later, I'm at Brecht Music up, it was on the road that goes between Largo and St. Pete. I think it's 49th Street or something. Anyway, I'm in Brecht Music. And I'm looking at a Volino that we had put together. It was 175 was the Volino on the wall, number 175, and it was missing a ruby. And then all of a sudden, all these guys came into the store, and they, one of them ambled over to me and he said, "Hey, you're the sound man from Duke Williams and the Extremes." And Cactus. Yeah. He goes, "Dude, we got signed." And I thought about it, and it clicked that when I left Washington State with Fred Lloyd and went to Florida, he was right. There was a scene getting ready to click. And unbeknownst to me, that band had got a look-see from Ted Templeman, then Tom Werman, then Tom Dowd, who passed on it, and then one other engineer, Bill Simzik, who worked for Electric Lady and for Criteria. He said, we should sign them because we need a low end of the spectrum. Well, Grinder Switch was the low end of the spectrum. But so they got signed, and these guys, they're really, they're just all up. They're talking to Steve Holland and developed a friendship with him after a while. Dave Lubeck bossing him around, nobody liked him. Dwayne Rowland hanging with his chick, Banner and Bruce Crump. They didn't belong in the band. They were dressed well, had nice. And it was just the strangest thing. And so I said, what did you get? What was your contract? And he goes, well, we would have got $1 million, but Lubeck wanted an ounce of Coke and a Grand Prix or a Monte Carlo and a guitar, Orbe. So let's see, there's 6 of you. Yeah. Oh, no, Mikey too, Mikey Cavanis. Oh, the guitar roadie. Oh, Jack and Pat Armstrong. 7, 8, 9. Well, no wonder that's all you got if you're paying everybody an equal cut. And so they all got their car. They all wrecked their car. They got their ounce of Coke. That was gone 2 days later. And they were flat broke. Welcome to rock and roll. Cheers.